body water you take cook this food where you dey sell give us?
No, I beg no shout. I fit explain.
I must expose you today, evil woman.
No, I beg no shout. I fit explain.
She dey cook with dead body water. Oh!
Roadside restaurant that never slept. People called it Mama Tola's place. It wasn't fancy. No glass doors. No air conditioning. No soft music. Just wooden benches, plastic tables, a big aluminum pot always steaming, and a banner that had faded under the sun. Mama Tola food, better than home. Strangely, that slogan wasn't an exaggeration. From as early as 5:30 a.m., customers would line up. Bus drivers. Mechanics. Bankers in neatly pressed shirts. Students. Market women. Even married men who swore they were just passing. Once you tasted Mama Tola's food, something changed inside you. Her egusi soup was thick, rich, and heavy with meat. Her jollof rice had a smell that could wake the dead. Her ofensole tasted like something cooked by ancestors. People said, "This food dey enter bone." Others joked, "If you chop here once, your wife don't lose customer." At first, it sounded like exaggeration. Then it became reality. Married men started eating outside every day. Wives complained. Homes began to shake. One woman, Kemi, shouted at her husband in the middle of the compound. "So my food is now poison. Since when did Mama Tola become your mother?" The man replied without shame. "That woman food get grace. Yours get stress." Soon, Mama Tola's restaurant became a legend. People traveled from Sorale, Yoba, even Lekki. Food bloggers came. A popular TikToker rated her food spiritually addictive. Yet, Mama Tola herself was strange. She never smiled too much. Never ate her own food in public. Never allowed anyone into her kitchen. If you tried to peep, she would shout, "Oya komot. Food no be cinema." Her eyes were always red. Her voice, rough. And every evening, exactly by 6 p.m., she would close abruptly, no matter how many customers were left. People noticed, but hunger silenced curiosity. The man who washed too much. Among her regular customers was a man named Kunle. Kunle was not rich. Not poor either. A quiet man in his late 30s who worked as a delivery driver. Every afternoon, like clockwork, Kunle ate at Mama Tola's place. Unlike others, he didn't talk much. He observed. He noticed things others ignored. Mama Tola never reused cooking water. She always went out early in the morning with covered jerrycans. Her soup never spoiled, even without refrigeration. One day, Kunle joked, "Mama, this your food, not jazz." Mama Tola stopped stirring. She looked at him. Long hard. Then she laughed. "If not jazz, you go stop eating." Kunle forced a smile. No. Something in her eyes that day disturbed him. The day everything changed. One early morning, Kunle was sent on a delivery to Lagos Island. As his bike passed the general hospital, he slowed down to avoid potholes. That was when he saw her. Mama Tola. She wasn't carrying foodstuff. Not pepper. Not fish. She was holding 2 yellow jerrycans, tightly sealed. Kunle frowned. "What is Mama doing here this early?" Curiosity followed him like a shadow. He parked his bike across the road and watched. Mama Tola walked into a compound with a sign Kunle had never noticed before. "Mortuary unit, authorized personnel only." Kunle laughed nervously. Maybe she dey supply food. But minutes later, she came out. The jerrycans were heavier. A mortuary attendant followed her, wiping his hands with a rag. Kunle's chest tightened. Water. He remembered how Mama Tola always insisted on fetching her own water. His heart began to race. Mama Tola didn't see him as she hailed a kiki and left. Kunle did something he had never done before. He followed her. The following. From a distance, Kunle trailed her quietly. No noise. No confrontation. Just questions screaming in his head. What business does a food seller have in a mortuary? What kind of water is collected there? When Mama Tola reached her restaurant, she didn't open immediately. She went behind the building. Kunle parked his bike and crept closer. Through a broken plank at the back fence, he saw everything. Mama Tola opened the jerrycan. The smell hit Kunle first. Not pepper. Not smoke. Something cold. Something wrong. She poured the water into a big pot. Then she added meat. Then spices. Then she began to cook. Kunle's legs went weak. His ears rang. The secret of the city's favorite food stood before him like a nightmare. Kunle did not sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the pot. The water. The way Mama Tola stirred like nothing was wrong. His stomach turned violently. He remembered every plate he had eaten. Every swallow he had enjoyed. Every time he licked his fingers and said, "God bless this woman." By morning, fear had replaced hunger. A conscience at war. Kunle stood outside Mama Tola's restaurant later that afternoon, watching customers eat with joy. Men laughed. Women praised her. A newly married man said loudly, "My wife no fit cook like this even if she attends catering school for 10 years." Mama Tola smiled thinly. Kunle felt like screaming. "If I talk, the whole place will scatter. If I keep quiet, people will continue eating death." His heart pounded. Finally, he walked closer and spoke to one of the regulars, Sadiq, a loud commercial bus driver. "Guy," Kunle whispered, "you ever wonder why this food too sweet?" Sadiq laughed. "No blessing. No spoil am with bad thought." Kunle swallowed. "What if I tell you say, there is something wrong?" Sadiq frowned. "Which kind wrong?" Kunle hesitated. Then he remembered the smell. "I saw Mama Tola yesterday, inside mortuary." Silence. Sadiq stared at him. "Mortuary? You want craze?" Kunle continued, voice shaking. "She buy water. The one they use wash dead body." Sadiq burst out laughing. "Oga, hunger they worry you." "Shift." Others nearby had heard. A woman hissed. "I beg carry your bad mouth go." Mama Tola's spoon stopped midair. She slowly turned. Her eyes met Kunle's. For a second, he thought she would attack him. Instead, she smiled. "Kunle, you don't chop today." That smile sent ice through his bones. The first doubt. That evening, something strange happened. A man vomited after eating. People laughed it off. Maybe malaria. The next day, 2 women complained of stomach pain. By the 3rd day, rumors spread. Something don't change for Mama Tola food. Kunle knew. She knew he knew. And fear had entered her cooking. The whisper becomes a shout. Kunle could no longer carry the burden. He went to the community chairman, an old man named Baba Ismail. Inside the small office, Kunle poured everything out. The mortuary. The water. The pot. Baba Ismail's face darkened. "Young man, this is serious accusation." "I can show you," Kunle said. That evening, Baba Ismail came with 2 elders. They hid behind the restaurant. They waited. Mama Tola came with the jerrycans. She poured. They washed. No misunderstanding. No mistake. One elder covered his mouth. "Jesus." Another whispered. "This is abomination." Baba Ismail stood up. "Enough." The exposure. The next morning, before Mama Tola could open, the whole community gathered. Men, women, customers. Mama Tola arrived and froze. Baba Ismail stepped forward. Mama Tola, explain this water. She laughed nervously. Which water? Kunle brought out the jerrycan. The crowd gasped. From mortuary, Baba Ismail said loudly. Silence. Then chaos. What? Dead body water. Jesus Christ. Mama Tola screamed. It's a lie. Witchcraft. Kunle shouted back. I saw you. Someone slapped her. Another spat. A woman who had praised her food earlier screamed. You won't kill us? The crowd dragged her. Her wrapper tore. Her head tie fell. People filmed. People cursed. Devil. Ritual woman. You spoil our homes. The four. Mama Tola collapsed. She laughed suddenly. A dry, broken laugh. Una no go understand. They threw her out. Her restaurant was sealed. Her pots overturned. That night, Mama Tola wandered the streets. Barefoot. Talking to herself. People saw her days later at the bus stop, shouting. The dead said it's sweet. They promised me customers. Her mind was gone. Mama Tola's madness did not arrive suddenly. It crept in slowly, like smoke through a cracked door. A woman no longer human. At first, people thought she was pretending. They saw her roaming Ajigona barefoot, wrapper dirty, hair wild. She laughed at nothing. Argued with air. Stirred invisible pots on the roadside. Add more salt, the dead don't like it bland, she would mutter. Children ran away from her. Adults crossed the road when they saw her. The same woman whose food once caused fights in homes now caused fear in streets. Kunle saw her one evening under a streetlight. She was singing. A slow, broken song. Sweet food brings sweet money buys silence. Kunle's heart broke. But guilt still burned. The customer's punishment. The exposure did not end with Mama Tola. It followed her customers home. Men who had abandoned their wives' food suddenly couldn't eat at all. Some vomited every time they smelled soup. Others lost weight rapidly. One man confessed in church. Since that day, food tastes like sand. Homes collapsed. Wives asked questions. So you were eating death outside while rejecting my food? Some marriages ended. Some men begged. The taste that once controlled them now haunted them. The restaurant that died. Mama Tola's restaurant became abandoned. Weeds grew. Flies gathered. Nobody rented the space. Even food sellers avoided it. People said, that place is cursed. At night, some claimed they heard pots clanging. Others swore they smelled egusi. No one investigated. Kunle's confession. Kunle could not escape the story. Everywhere he went, people whispered. Not the man we exposed Mama Tola. Some praised him. Others blamed him. One night, Kunle dreamt of a long table. Dead people sat around it. They looked at him and said together, why did you stop the food? He woke up sweating. The next morning, he went to see Mama Tola. The last meeting. She was sitting behind an abandoned kiosk. Talking to a broken bucket. Kunle knelt. Mama. I'm sorry. She looked at him. For the first time, clarity flashed in her eyes. You too chop, ABI. Kunle nodded, tears dropping. She laughed softly. We all chop. Then she whispered. Sweet things always collect payment. Her eyes clouded again. She returned to stirring air. The end. Weeks later, Mama Tola disappeared. Some said she wandered into traffic. Others said she followed voices to the lagoon. Nobody was found. But the lesson remained. In Ajigona, till today, elders warn. Not every sweet thing is a blessing. Ask questions before you eat. Hunger should not kill wisdom. And if you ask about Mama Tola's place, they will tell you quietly. That restaurant fed many people and destroyed many lives.